In Egypt, there have been long-running campaigns to reclaim the country's historical artifacts. What prompted you to launch the petition to return the three antiques from Germany, the UK, and France? What is the significance of this move?
When I was the head of antiquities in 2010, I wrote a letter to Germany to ask for the return of the bust of Nefertiti. But the Germany wrote to me back to say that they need this letter to be signed by the minister. I became a minister in that time, but the trouble that was in Egypt could not let me to do anything for Nefertiti. But now I found out that there is an awakening among the people in Europe about the stolen artifacts from Africa. And even President Macron said we have to return these artifacts back. And this is why I thought it's strong for this petition to come from the people more than the government. And this is why I really tried to write these petitions, then to get 1 million people to sign the petitions. And after that, I will ask the return of the bust of Nefertiti from Berlin, Rosetta Stone from the British Museum, the Zodiac from the Louvre. And our president in Egypt is supporting this campaign. Each piece has a story that was taken out of Egypt illegally. The bust of Nefertiti was taken out of Egypt in 1913 by Burkhardt. Rosetta Stone was taken by the French, giving it to the English. How can you give a gift to someone who's not yours? The Zodiac was taken out of the ceiling of the Temple of Dendera. They cut it. We have the evidence that 3 pieces left Egypt illegally. These pieces are the icon of our Egyptian identity. Rosetta Stone, because of that stone, were able to understand the Egyptian language. Bust of Nefertiti is the most important piece of art. Its home should be Egypt, not Germany.
Do you think the 3 Western countries will return the antiques? What obstacles do you foresee?
I really think that a popular campaign comes from the people will be more strong than a government campaign. And I see that these petitions, many people from Germany, from England, from France, signing this campaign. And this is why I think that this campaign is going to be very successful soon. I am putting in the internet for people to sign, and I'm talking in the press, the newspaper, everywhere, telling people that this is very important. This is a part of our heritage. I ask the Egyptian to sign this because this will show that the Egyptian people are caring about their monuments and their heritage. But any resistance from this government will be shame, that the people will look at them, because I'm not asking. Every museum has thousands of Egyptian artifacts. I'm not asking for these artifacts to come back. I'm asking for only 3 pieces to come back, because their home should be the Grand Museum and not the museums in Berlin or the British Museum or the Louvre. I am waiting until the signature will reach 1 million. And after that, I will ask officially that this is a demand among the Egyptians and the demand from many people who really think it's fair that these objects come back.
Why is it so difficult to reclaim the antiques? Is colonial superiority part of the reason?
It is. All these objects are taken out illegally during imperialism. Even your heritage, the Chinese, many Chinese artifacts are shown in museums everywhere. I really think this is not fair, that the heritage of China and Egypt and others could be shown in these museums, and most of them are really taken out illegally from our countries. During the imperialism, when the British and the French was really conquered Egypt, they took our heritage by force. And museums still, until today, practice imperialism. imperialism by buying stolen artifacts. Because museums really, when they buy stolen artifacts, they ruin the heritage of Egypt. And they encourage thieves to go and steal artifacts because museums pay a lot of money to thieves to buy these artifacts. I think it's a time that these museums should stop imperialism.
Calls from non-Western countries for objects stolen during the colonial period to be returned to their place of origin has intensified in recent years. In China, there have been repeated calls for the British Museum to return collections of Chinese antiquities. A Nigerian man has launched a project to reclaim African artifacts stolen by European colonizers. How do you see this trend? How can these countries collaborate?
I'm really happy to see this action is happening now because I think the world is awakening now to see that most of the artifacts of countries has been taken illegally out of our countries. I think the most important thing that we should do now, that the countries that they suffer from stolen artifacts should cooperate and they should make a conference to return these artifacts back.